and I've started it.
Okay. All right. So, bombshell revelations and horrifically tragic events explicitly disprove police claims. So this is coming off the Kansas City Defender. Kansas City Police Department said missing black women reports were completely unfounded, but less than 1 month later, a black woman was found after being kidnapped, and tortured in a basement for over a month. Right, so the bombshell revelations disprove KCPD's earlier statement that there were no missing black women in the area, and that the potential of a Kansas City serial killer was completely unfounded. The woman who was recovered also told investigators her friends didn't make it out and had been murdered by the man who took her. So the man is Timothy Haslett Jr., a white man, 39 years old, from Excelsior Springs, Missouri. The investigation began last Friday when a 22-year-old black woman escaped bondage after being kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and held captive in the basement of his home. The woman was discovered last Friday, October 7th, when reports of a woman banging on doors and crying for help reportedly reached police. Sierra Tharp told the Excelsior Citizen that her grandmother provided the woman with food and a blanket after bringing her inside Tharp's home. So a black woman saved her? Okay. The Kansas City Defender has been working collaboratively with the Excelsior Citizen, a local news outlet in Excelsior Springs, on the story. The victim, who is only being identified as TJ in court records, told Tharp and police that her friends had been murdered by Haslett. She made a comment, Tharp said, that her friends didn't make it and that he killed them. Tharp added, "I'm really hoping that they find evidence about her friends. If anything, she can have closure, and I just hope they find everything they need to." According to the Clay County prosecutor probable cause statement, TJ reported that Timothy kept her in a small room in a basement that he had built. He kept her restrained in handcuffs on her wrists and ankles. In addition, she said Haslett whipped her while she was restrained, and there were injuries on her back consistent with this description. Court documents further said she was able to get free when he left to take his child to school. So, a whole-ass white man kidnapped a black woman and has her tied up and is literally whipping her in the basement while his kid is upstairs. This is what we're doing?
And how's he raising that kid?
And this is the woman who made it out, because her friends were there too, yeah?
Yeah.
So, the official court document also read that upon police officers' official arrival at the residence, they found TJ wearing latex lingerie and had a metal collar around her neck and duct tape. TJ advised that a man by the name of Timothy picked her up in Kansas City at the beginning of September 2022. In mid to late and see this, we would have covered this story anyway, right? Of course, because this is something we should cover. But this is what's really raising, I guess, alarm bells to me, and I wish this part was being covered. In mid to late September, the Kansas City Defender published a video of Bishop Tony Caldwell, a local Kansas City community leader who was one of the many black in the black Kansas City community who made reports of murdered and missing black women. In the video, Bishop Caldwell specifically identified the women who were missing or being taken from Prospect Avenue in Kansas City. The Kansas City Police Department made a statement addressing the testimonies and called them completely unfounded rumors and dismissed concerns. Local news outlets followed suit, in essence, silencing any ongoing community voices that were maintained with the concern of the missing black women. We talk about this all the time, that local news outlets uncritically say whatever local police say, and then it gets, carried to larger outlets and larger outlets. But essentially, everyone just goes by what police say. Police said there was no reason to be concerned. The black people are saying there is. What happens a month later? This woman escapes.
And let's take a look at this, because this was not planned in the show prep. This is a local white man. I have not previewed this, right? Not typically my show prep style, but I also, I was like, let me do it natural. I don't know what story she's bringing. This is a white neighbor who is recalling encounters with alleged kidnapper.
Okay. And you said that your mom lives here. You don't live here, but your mom lives right here?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, first of all, just what you know about the people who live in this house or what you've seen.
I mean, I come over here two, 3 times a week just to hang out with mom, obviously. And every time I've come out here, I shouldn't say every time, but often he's outside, you know, playing with his dog. He's got a little drone that he flies around outside, and he always seemed like he was a little weird, but never anything to that extent. Yeah.
And so you mentioned you've delivered pizzas to that house multiple times?
Yeah, so I used to work at a pizza Hut here in town, yeah, and I've delivered to his house
He seemed a little weird.
Okay.
several times, and I always thought it was weird when he asked us to come inside to give the tip, but I mean, several people do that, but for some reason it was just weird with this guy, and clearly we missed something that we should have saw.
Did you go inside?
Yeah, just into the living room, not very far in, just right inside the doorway usually.
When you say weird, is it just a bad vibe? Or did
Yes,
you
exactly. Just quiet. You know, not someone that would invite you into their living room and then not talk. People usually invite you into their living room, they want to talk to you or something. You know, you would be silent after I walk in there. It's just, he's a weird guy.
There's a lot of outside noise in their audio. He's saying people that just invite you in to talk. There's like a helicopter over them while they're recording this.
So I know we're still waiting for confirmation from police, but we at least know they're investigating a kidnapping and sexual assault. So what's your reaction to what we do know so far?
It's insane. I can't imagine that. I can't believe that happened in this neighborhood. Nothing like that's ever happened around here, as far as I'm aware.
Nothing like that's ever happened. That is a white proverb. Nothing like ever, not in the history of whitetivity, has anyone ever raped or murdered or kidnapped or maimed or cannibalized. Not in whiteness. You know, we're really into history. We love Vlad the Impaler. We're obsessed with guys like that. Couldn't imagine that in whiteness. Hey, you're in England, you should take the Jack the Ripper tour. Hey, could not imagine that in the world of whiteness. Let's look up some lynching photos. In the world of whiteness, have you heard about the history of engineering and torture devices? Really interesting stuff. Couldn't imagine it. Brock Turner?
No.
What? Not a chance. No one would behave like that. Let's assimilate people by force into being like this. Really? The I believe I could fly guy? R. Kelly? Really? After we assimilated them, he sings so well. We couldn't see it coming. White people, stop rewriting fanfic about yourselves in your heads every morning you wake up. They just erase all of history and just be like, we're #1 at murder again? Couldn't see it, my bad. Couldn't see it coming.
They never do. They never do.
I don't want to hear any more of this guy and his stupid fucking face and beard. Fuck this guy.
Okay, so while the investigation remains early and more details will follow, there are now 3 major confirmed facts which clearly dispute KCPD's earlier statements. Number 1, a black woman was kidnapped, raped, and tortured. Number 2, she was picked up on Prospect Avenue in early September. During the exact time frame that community members began expressing concerns of numerous murdered and missing black women in that exact area. And 3, she said her friends did not make it out and were killed by Timothy Haslett Jr. We spoke to Bishop Tony Caldwell, who made the now viral video and was first to publicly make the reports. He told the Defender, quote, "That was the description of the guy we were talking about that was in the location we said they were being taken from. This is exactly what we were telling people. I'm just sorry it took so long. I'm sorry people didn't act on it sooner. And it's absolutely tragic the other young ladies didn't make it."
Here, let's check out Alyssa Meredith, right? Also, oh wait, this one's headlined, "Man charged after woman tells Excelsior Springs she was kidnapped, sexually assaulted," and Alyssa Meredith lives in the area as well. Maybe she was a bit more suspicious than this man. Maybe let's see, right? Don't know this one. Minute and 19 seconds. Where's she going with this?
It's a scary world to be raising my daughter in. For Alyssa Meredith, especially in being in my hometown, the crime scene just down the street from her house is like nothing she's ever seen before. There's never been this much.
God damn. 11 seconds in. Let me run it back and just let it ride. Fuck it. This is them.
It's a scary world to be raising my daughter in. For Alyssa Meredith, especially in being in my hometown, the crime scene just down the street from her house is like nothing she's ever seen before. There's never been this much activity in Excelsior. For hours, neighbors sat and watched as detectives took bags of evidence out of the house on the...
And I'm not really like my conservative counterpart, Gus T. Renegade. I understand nervous laughter in an uncomfortable moment, but I just don't know if I would. I don't know if I have it in me. The most I got would be sarcasm, because I guess I'd be like, hey, look, I bet if you interview my neighbors, they'll say nothing like this
has ever happened here before.
Jesus fucking Christ, they just manifest their destiny and pretend they didn't while being proud of it.
corner of Old Orchard Avenue.
This is going to be a multi-day process.
Police say a woman ran from the home, screaming for help.
Multi-day? It's gonna take more than one day to do this job. Blue lives matter. Look at how hard we're working. It's a multi-day process. I'm so annoyed.
Ran from the home, screaming for help on Friday morning.
It was readily apparent that she had been held against her will for a significant period of time.
She told police she was kidnapped and sexually assaulted. She also says there are more victims. We asked, police won't comment on that.
This is an ongoing, we continue to find more and more stuff.
A cadaver dog also searched the property. Video from News Chopper 9 shows detectives combing through evidence on the side of the house. Still, no specifics on what they found.
We just want to make sure that we leave no stone unturned.
What they will say...
Now you want to leave no stone unturned?
Like, again, there should be an outside... Yeah, there really is no way. Like, there's no way out of this. Like, the system actually has to implode on itself. Yeah, there are no reforms you can make. Nothing.
Is this investigation will take a while.
The nature of the crimes. So, it just makes it so that we can't finish it in a day. That's the reality of it.
Now, neighbors are waiting to learn what exactly that reality looked like.
And Nicole, shit, we're 40 now. Like, as a team, we're 40, because I'm 39 and you're 41. So we, as a thing, are 40. And when you look at these people, these adults, these cops, they're our age. They come from what we come from, and this is the best they could become. God damn. You had access to the same Daria I could have been watching.
Yeah.
Were you not influenced at all by Penny and Inspector Gadget?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
This is all the fuck you are. You didn't watch Rent?
No.
Where's that Woogie Boogie boy? Where's... Jesus, man. You have more deets.
Yeah, I was gonna add in. So, the Kansas City Defender actually talked to the police, and they have the questions they asked and the police response. So, the Kansas City Defender said, "Do you all still maintain the definitive conclusion that reports of additional missing women are completely unfounded and that there is no evidence to support such reports? Our question is targeted at your assumption that because of your missing persons unit did not receive any reports of missing people, that such community reports are completely unfounded and that there is no evidence to support such claims. It appears that this case disproves the idea that such an assumption should be automatically deduced." Yeah. The Kansas City Police Department said, "We base our investigations on incident reports of criminal activity. We do still maintain that there is no good indication that what you guys reported was accurate." You found someone who escaped! There's dead bodies in the basement! What the fuck are you talking about? What? We do still maintain there is no indication that what you guys reported was accurate? Then where did she come from? Where did those other girls go? What the fuck?
They're not
Fuck
serious.
you motherfuckers. Ugh. There was no indication that there was anything that supported the claim. So all the black people are lying? All of them. The preachers too? They got a fucking bishop to lie? Okay. Let's do away. Inaccurate. We share what information we can publicly, many times from the scene of incidents of reports of violent crimes when there is a report or investigation underway. There had not been anything that corresponded to your reports on social media and the web. Okay, y'all, let's see if we can remember what we read earlier in the article. Let's use a mouse tool, a tool to help us later. The police are now saying this is a direct quote from them, that they didn't know these girls were missing because nothing corresponded on social media or the web. Remember the preacher man who made the video? Where did it get posted? On the web. Remember all those complaints from the other parents and people in the neighborhood who said girls were missing? Where were they? On social media. Y'all didn't take it because it wasn't an official police report, and now you're saying that you had no idea, you couldn't have known at all. So, yeah, the department statement more or less states if they don't have a missing persons report in their database, there is zero possibility the person might be missing. That's great.
You had no evidence that not one single solitary white woman was missing. Did you? Did you have evidence of a white woman missing?
Yeah, that's what an Amber Alert is.
Okay, wait, but who was found?
Amber.
A black woman?
Oh, that's totally different.
You should have saw.
Did you go inside?
No, black woman was found, but
in the
no, that's
living room,
also
not very
something in
far,
these
yeah.
videos too, because I was looking online at the different videos and stuff talking about this. They're talking to the neighbors. They're not talking to any of the black community members who made these videos when the girls were missing in the first place.
On purpose.
Like, y'all are really making this like a white star. Like, they didn't even mention she was black in this in any of these coverages.
And you know what's fucked up? It's like other black creators should cover this story, but you should also cover it by looking at how these news outlets cover it. Because, like, they are going to get it right, but you're going to get it right in the broken clock sort of way, where you're like, they don't give a damn about us, but you're not showing the work of how you got there. Right? Like, we know, but from a journalistic standpoint, like, you really want to change hearts and minds, you have to show a bit of the legwork, and it really wasn't that damn hard.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of y'all niggas have way bigger budgets, and y'all be paying people, like, it's just us two right here. She's reading it, I'm pointing and clicking, and getting the shit going.
Yeah. And yeah, because that was something that really did catch my eye about this story, because I saw the headlines first and I thought she was white. Like, I would have covered it anyway, you know what I mean? Because this is the type of story we cover. But I thought she was white, and it wasn't until I was reading articles, I was like, wait a minute. So the whole black community was telling police that black women were missing, and she's black, and nobody's mentioning that, like, really in the story? Like, all these other news outlets and shit? Like, this one, because it's a local paper, is mentioning it, and because they have quotes from the preacher in here, but a lot of these outlets are not mentioning that racial aspect, that police were specifically told black women were missing. And also the police response, not only did police just say, like, we don't think it's a thing, they said to the media that reports were unfounded. That means not true. So it wasn't even like a, we should look into it. It was, no, absolutely no truth to this. It's not even possible. Anything's happening. And then the new local media outlets ran with that and pushed that story while this woman is tied up in some fucking psychopath's basement getting raped and whipped.
But then also, like, it's unfounded, they're missing, then why aren't they at work? Why aren't they at school? Yeah, where the fuck are they if they're not missing? But then that plays in that, well, it's just a black Jezebel out there in them streets somewhere. And that's just what they believe. Like, and that's, yeah, they've always called black girls fast, haven't they?
Yep.
Ugh. Close it, dismount.
Dismount?
I hear them say it on other programs.